Wednesday weights, and we'll need our 1 kilogram hand weights. So here are mine. So if you lie down on the floor for me, please, knees bent, feet flat, just take your time coming onto the floor. So we can do a lunge step, lower down. I'm practicing this for my own benefit, not just yours. Old and doddery these days. And then just lie down on your mats. So a knees bent, feet flat. So hips are level. I just want to pull your tummy in and just double check that the hips are level and that you're just gently drawing your tummy in. I'm going to be talking about more of this later on because I've done some more training. Ladies, it won't surprise you to know, and it's been quite interesting, so things will be changing, but let's introduce them now. So your feet are about hip distance apart, and just allow your back to go to the mat and release, so imprint and release. Just start off with this, just gently lowering the back to the mat and lifting. So just down and up. And then last one. Okay, so bring your arms down to the side, turn your palms in and your thumb up towards the ceiling, and then lift your arms up towards the ceiling. So your fingertips are to the ceiling and your hands are in line with your shoulders. Reaching towards the ceiling so your shoulder blades lift, then let them drop. So reach up and down. You may call these are called shoulder slaps or shoulder drops, and it's literally as the name suggests. So you can breathe in and then breathe out. And again, just a breath in and breathe out twice more. Breathe in, breathe out, let them slap. One more, breathe in and let them slap. Keep them lifted, staying fingertips to the ceiling, just slowly lower one arm down to begin with. So you've got one arm down and one arm lifted, then switch them over. So reciprocal arms, one and then the other. So slow arms, marching arms, or toy soldier arms, one and then the other. Now just keep your breathing relaxed at this point. We could do specific breathing, but just let's enjoy the breath. 2 more, and then 1 more. That's it. And then both arms to the centre, and then lower them down. Arms are just relaxed. Keep your feet flat on the floor with your right foot, the leg that's closest to the screen, if that's your right or left, it doesn't matter. Slide your leg away. Now if you've got a gripping mat like mine, you might just need to lift it, then change legs. So you're just stretching that leg away. So I'm seeing you move that leg, but I want you to try and feel 2 things. A, number 1, that your hips are still the same, and B, you've got the same tension on your tummy throughout the whole of the move. Try not to pull in more tension, try and control the movement. So what I'd like to think about is, as you're lengthening away, if there's any change in your posture, any change with this pelvis, think about not going as far but keeping the same squeeze. And then coming back. Some of you may remember the biofeedback that I have, which is an excellent tool to help us. It can be a bit complicated, but in class it's not too bad. I want that level to stay the same. So in effect, you're lying on a small bladder, little like a blood pressure cuff, and I want that level to stay the same. So you just slide one leg and then the other. Opening through the knee and the hip, and then 1 more. So you're just sliding away, and then coming back up. Now keeping the hips level, float the knee over your hip. Have your shin parallel to the floor, and then all I want to do is press your leg out, and if you can, lift your toes up, point your toes and come back. We'll do that 5 times on one leg. So we point the toes, lift the toes up, point and in. If you want a relaxed ankle throughout, that's fine. Lengthen, lift, point and in. 2 more on the same leg, so staying on the same leg. Hips are staying level, thinking about the coordination of this leg, that we're going out, that we're going to the ceiling, that we're pointing, then coming back, and then lower that leg down. So lift your other leg up, and again, just point out and in. So we're just lengthening in and out. Now again, if you want, we can lengthen, point, and then come back in. So toes point, toes up, toes point, and then come in. So we lengthen, toes to the ceiling, point away and come in. 2 more. So that leg is still bending and stretching, but with a focus on the ankle. And then bring the leg in and lower it down. Well done. Now then, grab one of your weights. So we've got a 1 kilogram weight. Don't go any higher really than 2, or 2 is probably too much. So 1. I'm going to hold on the ends of the weight. So I'm just going to hold that there. Start off up towards the ceiling and then slowly lower the movement down. So that's what I'm seeing. And what I want you to feel is that the going down is the slowness. So a slow going down and then lift. So that's what I want you to see and feel. But then what I also want working is this distance between your ribs and your hips, that they stay the same. And the amount of drawing in of your tummy, this connected centre, just want to be the same as well. So we're not pulling in for any great shakes, we're just gently pulling and then back to the ceiling and then lower. So I've got 1 weight between 2 hands, and then last time lower down. I'm going to change now, so I've got weight in each hand down by the side of the body. Keep your 1 weight down on the floor, lift your other weight to the ceiling and then lower down. So it's floor to ceiling, ceiling to floor. So you're lifting up, oh, excuse me, and then down, oh, excuse me. So lift and then lower. Now keep your right arm lifted and then your left. Draw the ribs in, and all I want you to do is just bend your elbows and take the weight slightly out to the side. Hold just for a second and then come back in. So I'm going to change position so you can see that a little bit better. So I'm going out to the side and then in. So elbows are slightly bent. Now I'm going to add some options on here. The first one I'm going to do is hold your arms up to the ceiling, lift your head and shoulders. Now think about pulling the ribs in. Head and shoulders can lift, arms out and hold, and then come back in. We're using this holding mechanism to work the muscles harder. Any point, put your hands down, your head down. So you're out to the side. And then centre. So your head's up and lifted, or it's on the mat and rested. Both are right as long as it feels right for you. Then 1 more. Now bring the hands together and lower the head towards the floor. Double check your hips are still level. Elbows again are slightly bent. Keep the shoulders free of tension and take your hands over your head. So you're going overhead. Now with this one, what I want you to think about is the ribs are pulling in as well. Don't let the ribs pop, but keep them pulled in. Draw your tummy in, keep that tension there. Again, I'm going to add on if this is okay with you. So you stay with this if you want, or over your head and hold, slide your leg out like we've just done, toes to the ceiling, point and come back in. Hold that there still, pull the ribs in, lengthen the leg away, toes to the ceiling, point and come back in. Then let's bring the hands to the centre. We're going to do 2 of those open arms again, those chest flies. Then we'll do that overhead and leg lengthen. So overhead and leg lengthen, let's stretch. Toes, point and in. And again, stretch, toes, point and in. Arms to the ceiling, out wide for 2. Now the holding movement might be too much for you. If it is, just have a little bit further, so not as far over your forehead. Changing legs, one side and then the other. So a little bit of a sequence here, arms to the ceiling, and 2 more of these. Now guess what, we've got 1 more thing to add on. We're going to lengthen and hold and do the legs. That's what we've been doing, that's what we know. Up and point and come back in. Up towards the ceiling, arms out. If you like, you can curl for 2 and chest press. And then back to the center. So you over and hold your arms, leg lengthen, point, flex, bring it in. Other side, leg lengthen, flex, pull it in. Keep the ribs down, arms to the ceiling, elbows slightly wide, head and shoulders lift as you curl. Again, head lifted is an option. One more time. So your arms over and hold, reach, toes up, point and down. Again, rest whenever you need to. Take away the weights. And then ceiling, arms out, lift and hold. And then lower down, arms down by your side. Well done. Just release your arms, just roll them round. Okay, so this next one, what I want you to do is come onto your side and then into sitting. You can either sit on a small cushion or just on your bottom. I'm going to sit in long sitting, and all that means is I'm sat on the bottom bits of my bum, toes lifted or just relaxed. So this time what I'm going to do is hold on to both weights in the centre. Have elbows into the side, sat nice and tall. I'm going to lean back ever so slightly, just gently curl back and then come back in. So I'm tilting the pelvis backwards. So I'm on the sitting bones and I'm just tilting the pelvis backwards and then slowly lift, backwards and slowly lift. So I'm doing a C shape with my spine and then lifting. 2 more. And then 1 more. It's just gently curling. Next one, again, you can do with or without the weights. Legs, feet can be together, toes can be together, knees out to the side, elbows in, and then out and in. When I used to teach step, we had a leg movement with this and arm movements, and I used to call this flasher, but don't think I'm meant to call it that now, so sorry if you're offended. I do know a joke as well, but I'm really sure it's not fit for broadcasting. And then 1 more. Now then, open your arms so your elbows are into the side, and this time slowly push your arms away and then come back in. You can let the weights go on the floor if you like. You can replace them on the floor and just use your arms. But I'm thinking, reaching through your arms and slowly coming back in. So you're stretching wide. Now we're doing these nice and slow, and I don't know about you, but 1 kilogram can feel quite heavy after a while. So breathe out, keep the spine nice and lifted. On your sitting bones, breathing out. 1 more. And again, lengthen. And then come back in. I'm just going to pop the weights down and change the angle. So just so you can see. I'm sat nice and tall, feet flat, or you can have your legs here. Elbows into the side and just bicep curl. I'm going to start off with elbows low. Elbows in towards your sides. So we're just down and up. Thinking of those ribs pulling in, that tummy pulled in. You could always do this on a chair as well. If your hip flexors, the ones at the front of your legs and your hips are getting a bit tight, you can always go to a chair. And then 1 more. Stay with that version if you prefer, otherwise arms are lengthened. Now looking forward, keep the tummy pulled in, slowly in, and then unfurl. So your hands are coming to your shoulders. Try to keep those elbows lifted and your shoulders down. So if you think about what muscles are holding you up, it's quite a complex movement. Elbows lifted as much as you can. Settle your shoulder blades down, keep the ribs pulled in. Try and keep your neck loose of tension. 2 more. And then 1 more. Arms out and then down. Pop the weights down, bring your knees together and just gently roll forward and hold that there. And then just relax. Got 1 more left. One of my favourites. I do like a good mermaid. Now traditionally we teach mermaid in this staggered leg position. I am quite happy for you to have legs in front and slightly crossed on both bum cheeks. You don't have to do this way. I just quite like this way. It makes everyone look very elegant, if nothing else. Okay, now I've got my legs this way. So if you're not in my studio, this is towards the in a wall, and I'm going to place the weight in my hand. So wherever your legs are, if you're in the middle, it doesn't matter. I'm holding onto the weight in the curled side legs. I'm just going to reach this arm to the ceiling. So I want to reach, first of all, hand on the mat for support, bend your supporting elbow and just gently lower over, and then come up and then down. So arm reach, come over. You're supporting yourself with this hand on the floor. If you don't want to go over too far, that's fine. If you don't want the weight, that's fine too. Now the last change with this, come with me if you like, I'm going to reach up. I'm going to lean about halfway, I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to bring the arm down. I do like this one, it's around the shoulders, around the back. Lift, turn, centre, and bring it down. Let's do that one more time. So it's up, slightly over, turn the body, lower the arm down. And it's the lowering of the arm that changes the shoulder interaction. Arm lift, turn, and then change over. So if you've got your legs in front, you don't need to do anything. If you're like me, we need to just pop the legs over to the other side. So now my legs are facing the window. I've got the weight in the hand again. Supporting hand on the mat, and I'm going to reach and then over. So these first few, with or without the weight, try and bend over as much as you can. Reaching over, and then elbow in. So it's a reach, and then over. And again, just two more, gentle reach. One more. So slight change if it's for you. I'm reaching, I'm bending slightly, I've turned and I've lowered the arm. Don't lower the body, just the arm. Hold that there. Lift, turn the chest and lower down. So I reach, lean over little ways, turn and lower the arm down. Then I reach, turn and lower. Place that weight down. Bring both feet towards your body in front, and then your chest towards your thighs, and just hold that there. If you need to do a little bit of rocking, rolling or shoulder shrugs just to release the tension, same with your neck. Just join in when you're ready. And then slowly relax. And give yourself a pat on the back. Yay, well done. Thank you.